What's going on, guys? Midwest Tokusatsu here with Lightning Collection Red Turbo Ranger from Wave 17. I think I'm starting to lose count at this point. I think this is one of the last waves we have before the line goes on pause. So I don't think we're going to see any more like open packaging figures after this. At least not for another year or so, maybe like whenever they pick up the line again. But as you can see, this is the TJ version. Even have his name at the bottom is TJ Johnson, but for those of you that don't know, it's Theodore J. Jarvis Johnson. Then there's a picture of the helmet on the side. Lightning Collection stuff on top. Doesn't come across too well on camera, but you can kind of see it there. And everything else on the bottom. So out of box, the figure looks fine enough, but I'm already noticing some quality issues when it comes to the legs. They seem a bit wobbly. And articulation is a bit weird in the right leg, but I'll get to that in just a second. But from a aesthetic standpoint, Turbo Red looks good. I mean, proportions look good. I mean, it's the same, generic male body figure, but he fills out well. And the helmet looks on point too. It's like the silver looks like a chrome silver. The headlights look good. The side wheel, even have the shoulder pads there, or patches or whatever. And even the belt's well painted. For accessories, he has his Turbo Lightning Sword, his Turbo Blade, his Auto Blaster, which we can just put in his holster as always. His extra hands, lightning effect, and civilian head for TJ. Now, as I just mentioned, his leg articulation is a bit weird because I can move his left leg just fine, but for some reason the joint on his right leg looks a bit gummy to where I can't really like bend it up like I want to. Like it kind of just springs back into place like that. So that's a bit disappointing that it's not as posable as the other leg, but that could be a mileage may vary thing, and it might be a reason as to why they're kind of pausing right now, because there have been a lot of complaints with quality control on some of the more recent figures, and that could definitely be a factor. But he still has his boot cuff, foot swivel, leg calf swivel, thigh, ab crunch, which I swear some figures have abs that don't move, others do. Like, it doesn't really seem to be that consistent. This one doesn't seem to want to move. Hand swivel. I don't think I see a hand joint in there for a hand bend. Nah. Elbow. There we go. Double jointed elbow. Bicep swivel. Shoulder movement. Shoulder rotation. Butterfly joints, which also seem a bit stiff. And the ball joint head. Looking at poses, here he is with the Auto Blaster. Making use of the butterfly joints, here he is with the Turbo Lightning Sword. And then with the first extra hand, I have him dual wielding his Turbo Blade. And then here's the added effects piece. And then here's the other extra hand, and I kind of have him shaking his fist in the air like an old man. And then we have TJ's civilian head, which does a good job at portraying Selwyn Ward, but also, I thought it looks just a little bit like me. So that definitely saves me money on the Selfie series, so that's a plus. So Red Turbo is a figure that I've definitely been excited for the longest time. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm finally glad to have it in hand too. but it's just those QC issues with the legs that holds it back from, you know, giving it like a full perfect score for me. If it weren't for that, like this would have like knocked it out the park with just like the aesthetic alone. But when it comes to loose joints on action figures, there are remedies to kind of try and fix that. So I think I'll go that route with him. So I'm going to go ahead and end here. So as always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to like my Facebook page, Mils Tokusatsu. We're also on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And this is Mils Tokusatsu, signing out.